The Cleveland Browns just dropped footage. Nobody asked for it. Nobody expected it. But one image, just one image, changed everything.
Again, clarifying, I think you said this before. You do want to have a starting quarterback on your team that you know is on your depth chart, number one, before training camp, correct?
Would love to.
Okay, you would love to. You're not necessarily stuck in cement on that idea then.
Well, I would love to have that. I'm not there yet, so I can't say that. We've been on the field 3 practices, which was awesome. And to get out there with our players. I was talking to Carson yesterday. He said, feels so weird that we got from phase 1 to get on the field, and then now we're back off for 3 weeks.
If you follow the NFL, if you care about legacy, pressure, and what it really means to earn your spot, then what's happening right now in Cleveland, Ohio is the story you need to be watching. Because this isn't just a quarterback competition. This is a 23-year-old kid carrying the weight of his father's name, Deshaun Sanders, on his back, walking into one of the most complicated situations in professional football. And the Cleveland Browns, whether they meant to or not, just sent the entire NFL world a message. Shedeur Sanders is not done. This fight is not over. If this kind of raw, unfiltered NFL content is what you're here for, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. We cover what the mainstream media won't. Let's get into it.
And Monday's workout during the offseason. Now, this just came out about 30 minutes ago. There go Todd Monken. Looked like they was outside, too. Dylan Gabriel was up there. Who else is that? This looked like Luke Carson Sorensen. Now, it's this picture here that got me. I think they're sending a cryptic message to the media with this one. I think they're letting everybody know that this battle is not done yet.
Let me set the scene for you. It's Monday, off-season workouts. The kind of low-key session most teams run without cameras, without announcements, without making it a whole thing. But the Cleveland Browns, they posted footage. And when you pause on that footage, when you actually look at what they chose to show the world, you realize this wasn't random. There's Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator, watching from the sideline. There's Dylan Gabriel, getting reps. There's Luke Swarner, going through the motions. But then, there he is, Shedeur Sanders. By himself. No crowd around him. No hype. Just a young man alone on that field, looking locked in, looking sharp, still wearing that tracking camera on his body. And in that one quiet image, the Cleveland Browns said more than any press conference ever could. But here's the twist. The media wants you to think this battle is over. They want you to believe that Deshaun Watson, a man who hasn't played a full season since 2021, walks back into Cleveland and automatically reclaims everything. And the national sports media has been running with that narrative. Headlines everywhere. Watson takes command. Watson leads the competition. But the Browns' own footage tells a completely different story. Because here's what you need to understand about head coach Kevin Stefanski. Wait, actually, this isn't even Stefanski's team anymore. New coaching staff, new offensive system, new eyes on every single player. And the new head coach, when he was asked directly, "Do you have a starting QB ready before training camp?" His answer? Straight up honest. "I would love to. I'm not there yet." 3 practices. That's all they've had together. And this man, who has no prior history with any of these players, is watching everything with fresh eyes. No loyalty, no predetermined hierarchy, no old relationships clouding his judgment. Just football. Just who is better on that field. And then, everything changed.
The Cowboys had offered the Browns a trade in the middle of the draft, and they released some footage. We're going to go over that too shortly. So this is, shout out to the Dogs podcast, man. They shared this. It says the Browns declined a draft night trade from the Cowboys. Was it the right move to turn this offer down? Now, the Cowboys would have got the number 9 pick and the number 24 pick, but the Browns would have got the 12th pick, the 20th pick, and a 5th round pick. Personally, an extra 5th round wouldn't have been.
Now, before we go any deeper on Shedeur, we gotta talk about what happened on draft night, because it connects to everything. The Dallas Cowboys called the Cleveland Browns in the middle of the NFL draft. They wanted to make a trade. The Cowboys were offering pick 12 and pick 20, plus a 5th round pick to move up to the Browns' number 9 overall slot. The Browns, they said no. And at first, everybody thought General Manager Andrew Berry had lost his mind. But when you break it down, Cleveland used that 9th pick to take the exact player they wanted. Fans immediately went crazy. People were saying the Cowboys could have thrown a 2nd rounder to get this done, but they thought Cleveland was stupid. Shame on them. And that's the part that matters here, because it tells you something about how this Browns organization thinks. They are not reactive. They are not making decisions based on outside pressure. They have a plan, and they are following it without apology. Now, apply that same logic to the quarterback situation. If they were just going to hand this to Deshaun Watson anyway, why are they still tracking Shedeur's every rep? Why is he still wearing that camera? Why did they post that image? But let me be real with you for a second, because not everybody sees it that way. Tony Grossi, one of Cleveland's most respected football analysts, came on the radio this morning and said flat out, "It's my opinion that Watson will prevail." And he clarified, these are his words, not the coach's. But he went further. He said Watson is in the best physical shape anyone around the building has seen. Mentally, he's past everything that went down the pike. And with a new offensive system built around what he used to be, Tony believes Watson gets his job back. And look, that's a real opinion from a real person who watches this team closely. You can't just dismiss it. So now you've got this kid, Shedeur Sanders, son of Deion Sanders, one of the most famous athletes in American history, trying to prove himself in a city where even the media has already written his story for him, trying to earn something that people think was already decided before he ever put on a Browns helmet. That's the weight he's carrying, every single rep, every single day, alone on that field. But here's where it gets real.
It's just not done yet. As bad as people want Deshaun Watson to be named the starter, I believe we just gonna have to wait on that, man. We truly is, but I don't know, man. Let's finish checking out some more of this. There goes Shedeur Sanders by himself, looking great. They ain't had no pass on. Look like they still got him wearing that camera too. Now I don't know if this was mandatory. Maybe it possibly is. I'm trying to see if Myles Garrett showed up to this. Because one of these is, mandatory minicamp stuff is starting to come up.
Think about what Shedeur Sanders has already survived just to get here. He had the best college season of any quarterback in the country last year at Colorado. He came into the NFL draft projected as a top 3 pick. And then the fall happened. Round after round on draft night, teams passed on him. Teams that needed a quarterback, teams that had no business passing on talent like his, and he still landed in Cleveland, in the middle of a competition nobody thought he could win, against a veteran quarterback who just signed a deal worth over $100 million. And what does Shedeur Sanders do? He shows up on a Monday, in the middle of the offseason, alone on a practice field, still wearing the tracking camera, still working. That image the Browns released, it wasn't just a workout photo. It was a statement from an organization that doesn't owe Shedeur anything, telling the rest of the NFL world this competition is real, and maybe, just maybe, they're watching something on that field that they don't want to be too quick to walk away from. Because here's what coaches don't always say out loud, but every scout knows. You can rebuild a quarterback's mechanics, you can fix footwork, you can improve touch on the deep ball, but you cannot coach what Shedeur Sanders was born with. The poise, the IQ, the ability to scan a defense and find the weakness before the snap even happens. That's Deion Sanders' son, raised in a laboratory of greatness, built for exactly this kind of pressure. Here's where we land. The Cleveland Browns declined Dallas Cowboys trade on draft night because they knew what they wanted, and they went and got it. That same organization is posting workout footage with Shedeur Sanders front and center, alone, locked in, Camera still rolling. The head coach refuses to name a starter. The quarterback competition is open. And Myles Garrett, arguably the most important player on that entire roster, hasn't even been spotted at these workouts yet. Something is brewing in Cleveland. Something the national media isn't giving you the full picture of. This isn't a done deal. This isn't Watson's job to lose. Not yet. Not while Shedeur Sanders is still on that field, outworking everybody, proving everybody wrong, one rep at a time. The real story starts when training camp opens, and when it does, we will be right here, breaking it down for you in real time. Before you go, I need to ask you something real. If you were the Browns head coach, and after 4 weeks of training camp, Shedeur Sanders is clearly outplaying Deshaun Watson, do you have the guts to start the rookie? Or does the $100 million contract make that decision for you? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to be first when the next update drops, you already know what to do.